Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Sorry, my name is Neema Nembres, and I'm so happy to be with you here today. It's on Friday, which is very fantastic. Tunakaribisha weekend. How are you guys? How are you guys keeping up? I'm so loving everything right now, the way it's turning out. So today we are having a very interesting topic with us: how to prevent aflatoxin in macadamia nuts and groundnuts. Awareness for aflatoxin. This will affect the plants, this will affect the soil too, and everything. It's like a fungal disease where we will be having a guest who will be helping us in this discussion, which is very awesome. I'm so happy to have this discussion today. So today I saw a post in Facebook. Boy, it was so frustrating. So the post was about a farmer who posted his crops. By the way, they were maize, the maize stalk. They've dried and they've dried in the stage of flowering stage. So the farmer was like, okay, I'm done with 23. Let me wait for 2024. Which is very frustrating. I didn't expect that from a farmer. Though at the same time, I understand them. You get, because okay, how do you guys expect this person to operate? You get it. So because they were waiting for the rain, but it's not coming, so it's very frustrating. Okay, 1 minute, guys. Okay, so the point for that person was so, by the way, it was so good. Okay, at some point the guy was like, okay, I'm tired of doing the farming for 2023, because hey, 2022 I tried my best, and again this time I'm trying my best, and all is happening is drought, which is very hard, you get. So I understand him at some point. Okay, another issue that I saw was a point which relates with the aflatoxin that you're talking about today, was soil health. Someone was asking, is soil living or non-living? Again, is soil living or non-living? Again, other people say that soil is a living system where organisms live in. You get, which is very interesting again, because organisms are in the soil. And how do we treat the soil so that it cannot be affected with any disease, any fungal diseases? You get, so that the crops can grow well. Let's get into the topic of today: how to prevent aflatoxin in macadamia nuts and groundnuts. Very interesting topic with us. So we are having a guest on board, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you kindly introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you, Neema.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Margaret, an agronomist from Nakuru.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I welcome all to the show.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
This is so meaningful to us. We want to know more about aflatoxin. How does it affect the crops? How does it affect the soil? Which is very interesting. Personally, I would like to learn more. You get? So this is a very good, interesting topic. So, Margaret, what do you understand by
yeah,
aflatoxin? Can you maybe help a farmer to understand what is aflatoxin?
okay. Aflatoxin. Aflatoxin are toxins
Mm-hmm.
produced by fungi.
Mm-hmm.
Fungi is something that grows. It's more kind of a disease
Mm-hmm.
that grows in the soil,
Okay.
in the organic matters that are there in the field,
Mm-hmm.
in the what do we call them? These after harvest, you see
Uh-huh.
the
Uh-huh.
residues, the crop residues that are left on the field. The fungi also grows on them,
Mm-hmm.
and also on the grains.
Mm-hmm.
grown on the fields.
Okay, so quick question to you. Can we find
Okay.
aflatoxin in the soil or in the crops? Where does aflatoxin attack?
Aflatoxins are found both in the soil and on the crops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crops that are already growing on the field
Mm-hmm.
or the crops that are already harvested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is very interesting. So when we're talking about aflatoxin, a lot of farmers don't
Mm-hmm.
know how can aflatoxin affect my crop. How will I know that the soil has a aflatoxin? So do we do testing, or when before farmer does land preparation and all that, what is
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they should do so that they can identify the aflatoxin?
Okay, before planting the crops,
Mm-hmm.
first the farmer should do soil testing,
Mm-hmm.
which will tell them of the pH that is the soil pH,
Mm-hmm.
and at some extent they may find out if the soils got the fungus,
Mm-hmm.
or if they had previously planted crops and when on the field they were affected by the aflatoxins.
Okay.
Then they'll be somehow sure that when they do the next planting with the crops of the same species as the one they had planted, probably the plants will get affected by the aflatoxins, because the fungi might still be there on the field, on the soils. Hello, Nema. Hello.
Margaret, are you on air?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
I can
so
get you.
okay. So this is my question. When you think about
Yeah.
aflatoxin, should
Mm-hmm.
should a farmer consider the soil testing part of it when it comes to that, so that they can know that there is a how do they go about it?
Hello.
Hello, Margaret, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, have you got my question?
So you're disappearing somehow.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. Let's check on that. And
Mm-hmm.
now, can you hear
I
me
can
well?
get you
Okay, so this was my
from
question.
afar.
Okay, so this is
Mm-hmm.
this is my question. When it
Yeah.
comes to when it comes to when it comes to soil tests, should the farmers
Mm-hmm.
do soil tests to identify aflatoxin in their farm, and how do they go about it?
Not really the aflatoxins. What they will try to identify is the fungi. Hello, Nema, can you get me? Hello, Nema. Hello, hello.
for being with us up to now. We are sorry for the issues that we had with sound. So I get that Margaret is back on air with us. We had a guest, Margaret, who was helping us to discuss about how to prevent aflatoxin in macadamia nuts and groundnuts. This is a very big issue that farmers are going through. I'm seeing, okay, sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. I'm so sorry. Sibongile is telling us that he is watching, she is watching with us, which is very interesting. Noah is watching with us too. Very interesting. So the topic is so awesome here. Awareness of aflatoxin when it comes to macadamia nuts and groundnuts. What do you think about it? Our viewers, where you are your plants affected in any way? What are the solutions for aflatoxin? So if you have any solution, comment with us on the comment section. So we will be happy to reach out to you with your questions and give you the answers. Margaret, are you back on air?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so thank you so much. We are so sorry for the sound effects. So we were talking about how to prevent aflatoxin in macadamia nuts and groundnuts, and you are explaining to us how farmers should go about when it comes to the soil test for the aflatoxin. Margaret?
Yeah, what I was saying is that
Mm-hmm.
during the soil test,
Okay.
okay, there's a method that is used to determine whether the soils got the fungi.
Mm-hmm.
That is even from the plant residues.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they when they are taken for test,
Mm-hmm.
they are able to show whether there is still fungi present on the farm on the
Mm-hmm.
field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about a farmer who has already done what you are saying, and then they are having their seeds on
Mm-hmm.
board? How should they go about
Mm-hmm.
it when it comes to knowing that the seed does not have any effect when it comes to aflatoxin?
Sorry?
I'm saying, can the seeds, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me phrase this. Can the seeds
Oh,
have
seeds.
aflatoxins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the seeds that the farmer is going
Seeds.
to, yes, the seeds.
Yeah, the
You
seeds
get me?
can also have the aflatoxin because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you plant seeds that are maybe, let's say, not certified,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or the seeds that are not healthy,
Mm-hmm.
you see, for some farmers, they say that they take the spoiled ones,
Okay.
and maybe these spoiled seeds got the aflatoxins,
Mm-hmm.
take them back to the fields.
Uh-huh.
So when they replant them, what are they doing? They're introducing the fungi back again into the soil.
Uh-huh.
And so this might give them unhealthy plants, which are again will again be affected by the fungi.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so farmers should use very clean.
Mm-hmm.
They should use very clean and healthy seeds so as not to
Okay.
reintroduce the fungus in the soil.
Mm-hmm. Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
What about the farmers
Yes.
who, maybe the farmers from the rural areas who do not go
Yeah.
and buy the seeds from the agrovets? You get?
Mm-hmm.
And they
Yeah.
just take
Yeah.
the seeds from the store, maybe the groundnut
Mm-hmm.
seeds and all that. They just take them from the store and then
Mm-hmm.
they go and plant.
Yeah.
How will they ensure that
Mm.
the seeds are not affected by aflatoxin?
This will be ensured by when they make sure that the seeds that they are
Mm-hmm.
taking from their stores
Okay.
are the
Mm-hmm.
quality ones
Mm-hmm.
that are not affected by pests,
Mm-hmm.
that are very clean,
Mm-hmm.
free from any contaminations. They
Mm-hmm.
are not rotten.
Mm-hmm.
For the groundnuts, they are not shriveled. The one that are
Okay.
shrinked, you see the groundnuts that are very shrinked.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones are not the right ones. When they do the right they
Mm-hmm.
get the right seeds,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be sure of not having the fungi in their soils.
Okay, so you've taken us to
Yeah.
a very good question there. What leads or
Okay.
what causes to aflatoxin? What causes the aflatoxin in the seeds or in the okay, let's talk about the seeds first. What
The
causes the
seeds.
aflatoxins in the seeds? Yeah.
So in the seeds, what may cause the aflatoxins
Mm-hmm.
is one is poor storage.
Okay.
Poor storage of the seeds may lead to the seeds getting aflatoxins,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
if the seeds are not stored well, they are stored somewhere that is wet.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You are sure that those seeds
Mm-hmm.
those seeds, if the farmer decides to plant those seeds,
Yeah.
they not be good for planting because they got the wetness
Mm-hmm.
we lead them to be moldy, and that being moldy is what is aflatoxin.
Mm-hmm.
And you see now those seeds will not be the right ones to be planted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember one. Let me just share
Mm-hmm.
a short story of mine. When I was
Okay.
young, I remember my mom when he used to go harvest the maize, and then she
Mm-hmm.
comes store them in the store while they are dry already, and then after some
Okay.
time when they are in the sack
Mm-hmm.
already,
Mm-hmm.
I could hear her saying that, hey, I think the temperatures
Mm-hmm.
are too high that they might
Mm-hmm.
lead the maize maybe to go bad or maybe to be
Mm-hmm.
contaminated as we are talking about aflatoxin. Do you think temperature
Okay.
has any effect to do with aflatoxin?
I think it would, but in the storage, the high temperatures, I don't think they would cause the aflatoxins,
Okay.
because the seeds with the crops
Mm-hmm.
be drying if the temperatures are high.
Mm-hmm.
If they were well dried before storage.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, if she was storing if they were maize
Mm-hmm.
before they had a good percentage of dryness,
Mm-hmm.
that's the time they get spoiled, because if some of them were not well dried, then they go
Okay.
moldy. Then
Mm-hmm.
they spread to the rest of the sack.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see that's maybe that's why she could go there and think, hey, this
Yeah.
maybe they will get toxins. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
think in storage the temperatures would cause.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to get this straight. Maybe I didn't get it very well, and maybe someone else didn't.
Okay.
Can someone find aflatoxin in the soil?
Yeah, not really the aflatoxin,
Mm-hmm.
but the fungi which causes the
Okay.
this one will be available in the soil.
Mm-hmm. And how do they
Yeah.
prevent it, or how do they nini, treat the soil to be
Mhm.
healthy if they find it's already
Okay.
affected with the fungi? Yeah.
What the farmers can do is they can try to they can do crop rotation.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the crop rotation,
Mm-hmm.
they if they had planted these groundnuts,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then the next season they should make sure that they plant crops that are
Mm-hmm.
not in the same grass with the groundnuts. Maybe they
Uh-huh.
try
Uh-huh.
something like peas
Mm-hmm.
that that is in the grass of groundnuts.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other thing is they should practice good field hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
Good hygiene is by proper weeding.
Mm-hmm.
they regularly weed their crops to keep them off from weeds,
Okay.
because when the weeds are in the fields,
Mm-hmm.
they reduce the area for ventilation of the crops, which
Yeah.
may rid of the fungus.
Mm-hmm.
And also we know that some weeds also harbor pests
Mm-hmm.
and some diseases. That is maybe like those fungus, they are harbored by
Mm-hmm.
the weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the fields clean, then they should remove the residues that were left by the previous crops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Make sure there is nowhere because the fungus will tend to grow the debris that on the field, those crops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now will prevent the growth of the fungus.
Okay.
Yeah, then control of they should control the insects,
Mm-hmm.
control the insects on the,
Mm-hmm.
because you see when these insects then feed on the crops,
Uh-huh.
then they apart for entry of the fungus
Mm-hmm.
into the crop.
Mm-hmm.
Then what another thing they should do is timely harvest,
Uh-huh.
on the field, timely harvesting before I've gone beyond.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the soil.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But
Yeah,
okay,
now
even
I'm at
before,
the where I am is
even
the how to
even
prevent or control the fungi.
okay, before we go there, take us through maybe at what stage of the crop I've already
Mm-hmm.
planted my crops. At what
Yeah.
stage will I notice
Mm-hmm.
that the fungi
Mm-hmm.
from the soil are affecting my crops? Have you got me well?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got a new
Mm-hmm.
application.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the plant is growing,
Mm-hmm.
one might know that these crops are affected by fungi.
Yeah.
One that the fungi also causes retarded growth in plants.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So one will know that they reach a stage that the plants are not growing anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and that someone may know that all these crops probably they have been affected by fungi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, and
and at the
uh-huh.
at the flowering stage,
Uh-huh.
the fungi also cause aborting of flowers.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
No, that is another thing that may tell you that your crops are affected by the fungi.
Okay, I would like you maybe to address this statement that Sibongile
Mm-hmm.
asked. Not asked, but
Okay.
stated about her farm. So this is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very good topic. I have noticed that with my plants at home, I found out that
Mm-hmm.
my crops started drying from nowhere. I'm sure it has to do with the soil. I would like you to maybe dig deep in this statement that she is saying. Margaret, can you hear me? Margaret, I can't hear you at all. Margaret, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. I have not got anything that you've said, so kindly you can repeat.
Okay, what I'm saying is that with
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
drying up of the crops,
mm-hmm,
yes, fungi can also cause, but there are other causes that there are other things that may cause the drying of the crop.
uh-huh,
Mhm.
Can we maybe
One
help
is
her?
maybe
Uh-huh.
one maybe
Can we
one
help her with
maybe
the issue that she has even before maybe we continue? Because one, it might be aflatoxin, as you've said, and then okay, can you
yeah, that's
maybe
why
attend to
yeah.
that? Mm-hmm.
One might be the fungi,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the fungi with this the one that is causing aflatoxin.
Okay, might the fungi be maybe because she didn't treat the soil first, or it was in the seeds?
Mm.
Where might maybe the
Yeah, those
problem come
are
in?
there are two there are those are two possible causes.
Uh-huh.
Maybe at the time of planting, maybe the soils already had
Mm-hmm.
the fungi in them.
Mm-hmm.
And two, if the seeds that she used
Uh-huh.
were not healthy,
Uh-huh.
it's another thing that may have caused entry of the fungus into the soil through the seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from the fungi drying up, maybe maybe she's in, I don't know if she's in areas where it's very hot.
Okay, she comes from Zambia. I don't know the weather
Zambia.
from that place, but I hope
I also
I
don't
hope
know.
it's not as dry as Kenya.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
if it's a dry place,
Mm-hmm.
then we find out maybe water stress may have caused the plants
To
to
dry.
dry up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is maybe the crops were affected by root rot or nematodes,
Mm-hmm.
which the root rot
Mm-hmm.
cause the wilting of the crop. Then it dies and dries up
Okay.
because you see it's affecting the roots,
Mm-hmm.
and if they are not able to uptake the water and nutrients up the crop, see
Mm-hmm.
definitely it will die.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing also the nematodes.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the possible for the what
For
she's
the
saying that her
dryness.
crops made. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Sibongile, I hope that we've answered your question, and you should check your soil maybe if it has aflatoxin, if it's the diseases, if you tested the soil first and all that, and even the weather from your place. Are you doing irrigation? How is your soil health? How was your seed before even you planted? Those are the measures that Margaret is sharing with us that could help your farm. So Margaret, let's continue with the
Yes.
aflatoxin. And our viewers, this is the
Yeah.
topic of today. If you've maybe joined late, how to prevent aflatoxin in macadamia nuts and groundnut nuts. We've talked about the soil, how to test the soil, how to know that the soil has fungus, not aflatoxin itself, but the fungus that will bring up the aflatoxin. So Margaret, what are the symptoms that the crop
Yes.
shows that they are affected with aflatoxin?
Mhm.
How can a farmer
Yeah.
know that this crop is affected by aflatoxin?
So the crops,
Mm-hmm.
when on the on the fields,
Mm-hmm.
they can like what I was saying about the retarded growth.
Okay.
When the crops are retarded, you might know that these crops are affected by fungus
Mm-hmm.
because they are no longer growing.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we come to the after the harvest,
Okay.
here is where here is where most crops are the produce are affected by the aflatoxins now.
Okay. Even before we go to that part of after harvest, I just wanted you to
Okay.
share with farmers
Mm-hmm.
how, okay, the crops are in the
Mm-hmm.
farm. You get me? How will I
Yeah.
know that my
Mm-hmm.
macadamia tree or my groundnuts are affected by
Mm-hmm.
the aflatoxin before even we go to the harvest part of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now here for the groundnuts,
Mm-hmm.
You see, for the groundnuts, they are under the ground. They are growing
Mm-hmm.
under the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So here the one thing is the retarded growth.
Uh-huh.
Another thing is they might see wilting. The crop might start wilting
Mm-hmm.
because now the fungi are affecting the crops from the underground.
Yeah.
So when they affect the roots,
Mm-hmm.
the crop does not get proper nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
That's bringing about it to wilt or die.
Okay.
Yeah, which that one is visible. They can
Mm-hmm.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about the symptoms maybe that the farmer should see when the crops are
Mm-hmm.
affected by aflatoxin. How about the prevention?
Okay.
How should they prevent the crops which are already in the farm? You get me?
Mm-hmm.
The crops which are already in the
Yeah,
farm.
I can
How
get you.
should they prevent?
Mm-hmm.
How should they prevent the aflatoxin? After noticing, okay, let me
So,
emphasize on this. After noticing that the crops
mm-hmm.
are not growing, they are just on the same
Mm-hmm.
stage. After noticing that the crops are
Mm-hmm.
wilting, how will they prevent
Mm-hmm.
the aflatoxin?
They can prevent the aflatoxins by use of
Mm-hmm.
mhm, herbicides.
Okay.
The herbicides when they are sprayed on the crops,
Mm-hmm.
then they'll stop the fungi from growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then by use of aflatoxigenic,
Mm-hmm.
that is to do that one so as to do away with the toxins.
Mm-hmm. I can't get you, Margaret. Margaret, I can't get you well. Hello, Margaret. Margaret, are you on air? Okay, it seems like Margaret is off. Let's check the sound maybe effect as I take you through what Margaret has said. So Sibongile, thank you so much for your comment on the comment session, which where you talked about how your crops are at home. This is very sad, and I'm really sorry for that. You said again, let me repeat what you said. This is a very good topic. Thank you so much. I have noticed that with my plant at home, I found out that my crops started drying from nowhere. I'm sure it has to do with the soil. So there's where Margaret said, yes, it might be aflatoxin. But again, did you check your seeds before you planted? Did you check if the seeds were affected by aflatoxin? Did you treat them? You get, or maybe if you're coming from the rural areas, any farmer, if you're coming from the rural areas, treat your seeds before you store. Again, wherever you're storing them, can you check the storage? Let it not be affected by the any diseases. Let it not be affected, be exposed to moisture again. You get, so the storage part of it should be very very important, so that at least when you're going to plant your seeds, they won't be affected by aflatoxin. Again, have you checked the weather? Because sometimes, okay, here in Kenya, I understand that you say that you're coming from Zambia. In Kenya, we are facing a lot of drought, by the way. I don't know if you know, but here in Kenya, we're facing a lot of drought. So that might still be the problem for your crops to dry. So I don't know, you might check that again. If the aflatoxin is already in the soil, the fungi, are they already in the soil? You get, so test your soil. Test your soil kindly before you plant your crops. Treat your soil. Soil health is very important. As I said, even as before when we started the show, I saw a post from YouTube, from Facebook, where a person was like, I'm tired of doing farming in 2023. Can I just wait for 2024? Okay, it's very disappointing as a farmer to hear that. Again, when I looked at his farm, the farm by the way was very dry. The maize stalks were very dry by the way because of drought or something. So can you check maybe your weather? And again, just be motivated for today. How to prevent aflatoxin in macadamia nuts and groundnuts. Thank you so much. Let's meet after the break.